I mean, yo, Facebook, what's up? I'm live. I'm live. Facebook, man. I'm here with the man, the myth, and himself. We ain't been live in a couple weeks, man. But man, we got something to really get off our chest tonight. Man, we got something to get off our chest tonight, man. I mean, it's been horrible with a lot of the black grifters. As y'all see today, Brandon Tatum, the leader of Brexit, declared war today, and he said we need to use excessive force.
Right.
Man, this is crazy. But Shaka, man, let's start talking about the live from last night, bro. You had me up last night. I woke up. I was tired this morning. Watching your live last night. I went to work, man, and was tired from watching your live, man. Talk about, man, what you was talking about last night, man. You made some good points.
Oh man, last night it was just as you seen, I was headed somewhere. I've been fighting. Sometimes you fight against yourself to don't do this, don't fight today.
Right, right.
Don't don't stir up the pot. But it's for the last two. I'm gonna say for the last 2-3 months, real hard.
Uh-huh.
It's obvious on what they want to do. It's obvious that both sides are being played. I'm
Right.
just gonna call it for what it is.
Yep.
It's you know, and I say both sides are being played. They put these black faces to speak for them. I'm just gonna come out and say it. The
Right,
black faces
right.
get to declare war, and then the
Mm,
white folks, they like it, they share it, they yes, we right with you. If a white
right,
person come out and declare war, then it would be racism. But
right,
if
right.
you can hide it, I call it cryptic racism. So if you can
Mm,
hide it through a black person, then it's he said that and I agreed with him, and
right.
that takes away any responsibility of what the real thing is, and it's a Trojan horse. Um, Me and you, we talked about a couple months ago and said we're gonna keep, because we seen what was going on. We said we're gonna keep stomping on their necks because you just like me, history. Like I'm pretty sure you pride yourself off of knowing history.
Right. Most
Um,
definite.
that's one of my weapons that I use is history. Even in the black community, we can sit back and say black this, black power that. If you don't know true history and you don't do true studying, not just knowing who Malcolm X is, not just knowing who Marcus Garvey, if you don't study those folks, then you're still lost.
Right.
Um, so we see what's going on. What they're doing right now, they're using hey, hey, but they're using the LGBT community dealing with the Brandon Straka guy. He's changed his whole tune. Walk away now. Everything been
Man.
LGBT and minorities, blacks need to start. Now he's bashing the same blacks that gave him his platform. Um, and I can say proudly that blacks gave him his platform because it didn't. If white folks lead the Democratic Party, that's nothing. That's not a big ooh. It's like what put him on the spot was when more black people were coming out doing they confessionals or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But
Uh-huh.
and that's what put him on the spot because it started going viral. So a lot of black people gave him the platform, and now he's attacking, and it seemed like everything is coordinated. Um, when I talked to you, I just seen Terrence Wilson, Wilson. I think it's
Right.
Terrence Williams.
Yeah.
He just said, "Go buy a gun." He just tweeted, "Go." So, what a lot of people that just got in here not understanding is that they're declaring war. I'm all for 2A.
Yeah.
I'm all for you know protect yourself, self defense. I'm all for that. But I'm not an idiot either. So you got Brandon Tatum woke up this morning to declare war on black folks, and then you got Terrence Williams talking about go get a gun. They're not trying to exercise any freedom of speech or any 2A or the right to bear arm. What they're doing, they're knocking at the beehive, and the beehive
Mm-hmm.
is basically the white community, and they're knocking at the beehive, and they're pretending that, oh, we're with you, don't worry about nothing, and all they do is get people. It's a dog whistle.
Yeah.
It's a you talked about it with the Jesse Lee Peterson. He's the one that declared. He declared, you called it out first with him
Yeah.
a couple months ago, when he said y'all need to fight back and take over your country. It's like, but who are we talking about though? If we talking about killing black folks, you can count me out of it.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna harm somebody that's trying to harm me. I don't care what color you are. But if you talking about we about to basically have this little race war, or it's gonna be a couple niggas over here, and you know, and I'm gonna be with them. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Anybody jump through my window, something like that, then that's when we have the problem. Otherwise, I'm not. Count me out.
Right.
Count.
Let me ask you a question. So, looking at, and you made a good point. Looking at how the walk away movement started and the Blexit movement started, the main focus, it really caught traction by them reaching out to minorities and especially black people because it's a phenomenon to get black people to leave the Democratic Party. That's the mantra. That's the site. That's the ooh and ah moment. We got black people to leave the Democratic Party. So do you believe now that they're not focusing on getting black people to leave the Democratic Party? They're just focusing on how they can attract Trump supporters and get paid ultimately through donations and support. Do
Correct.
you think that's kind of what's going on?
Correct. That's what and what the white folks on my page, they get it. We have some new folks that come in that be like, oh, and they don't get it. The ones that been with me for years, as far as it's something that get what me and you talking about,
Right.
and when they see certain things, they can, and I salute them. I told them last night, thank you. You're the minority within what we're talking about. Um, it's a hustle, and this is what
Mm.
people don't get is these people get paid off of you know they have talking points. They have think tanks. You done organizing. You know when somebody is working with some people that's suspect. You know when somebody's getting that check under the table. You know when somebody
Yeah.
doesn't have the best. And we're speaking about the black community. You know when they don't have the best interests of the black community, and they're getting that check and they're getting the recognition, and they're gonna. There's no way in hell. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I don't. There's no way in hell that you're not a household name. There's no way, and I can sit back and say, there's no way in hell that I'm not a household name, but
Yeah.
it's like the work that we do is we're gonna get respected by the people, and I love it, but it's only so high they're gonna let us go. It's a blockade because we're not a puppet. We don't have the strings cannot be put on us where we're gonna dance, and they know that. So we hit the ceiling. All we can do is really just teach, but these people are getting paid. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if white folks be like, oh well, I give them my money because I want to give them my money. That's fine, but you're giving them your money to create a cryptic racism of things that you can't say, and they get to say it, and then you get to share it because it didn't originate from you. It originated from a talking point or a think tank from them.
Right. So does it? So and in my mind, I'm actually this question because so do you think Trump is being pulled in so many different directions? Because it seems like he's confused. In all honesty, one minute
Yep.
he might say,
Yeah.
"Well, you know what, man? We appreciate what black people doing." Then the next minute he'll be like, Black Lives Matter is a racist organization, and they're out for the police, and you're like, hold on, like,
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like his message is just all over the place right now. Do you
I think
think? Go ahead.
I think he's a good dude. I'm not even gonna front to you. I
Mhm.
think Trump is a good dude. I think it's the people around him, and I know who's around him. I talked about it a million times. It's the people around him, and like I said, it's call it for what it is. My thing with Trump that is gonna piss off my viewers. Trump should call it for what it is. Black Lives Matter is George Soros. Go after George Soros. Lock his ass up. Get rid of the shit. When you keep things festering on, me as an intellectual man, I'm like, okay, why don't you just stop? what's going on, and let's repair. But you always gotta have. I know just what's good with you, bro.
What's going
I
on with
know
y'all,
that
brother?
Peace.
Peace.
I know you gotta have an opposition. So why not wipe out your competition? Why not wipe out the opposition and actually get shit on the road?
Yeah.
Hey,
And my
so
yeah. So and that's a good point, man. And brother Amaru, what's going on, family? Peace.
What's going on with you, man?
Man, doing all right, man. Doing all right. We just having a good conversation about some of these black grifters, man, and conservative grifters, and the statements that's been being made has been very concerning. So I want to get your input and your insight on something. I don't know if you saw some of the comments that Brandon Tatum was making today, and he basically is like, "Yo, man, let's just go ahead and like ride out and declare war." Like, I mean, just as well as I know, these guys aren't built like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't built like that. So in the event that you don't ever see them on the front line anyway. You ain't gonna see them in no,
You don't even see them you don't even see them in the black community. So who are the enemy?
Mm,
You got to ask yourself, what enemy they talking about? They're not in our community.
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's my intake. And I notice a pattern. I sit back and I watch, and I notice a pattern. And a lot of those cats are characters. They're
right.
characters. They're
Right.
not actual people that you see day to day in your community. They're characters, and their rhetoric changed. They remind me of an alt-right Black Lives Matter type of ordeal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's basically what they are. When you look at the people that's paying them, everything is created by a white person. We have no organic black movements on the left or on the right as far as popular black movements. On the left, we got the Black Lives Matter that was created. Some people want to say it was created by black people, but it was taken over
It was
by
hijacked.
George Soros. Yeah, by George Soros. On the right, we got Turning Point. We got whoever, and I think all of them are like under Prager, Turning Point. It's like it's the same money pots on both sides of the aisle, and it's like, all right, I want my people to know that we're both being played, black and white, left and right. We're being played, and if nobody calls it out, they're gonna
Yeah.
push this agenda.
And when you call it out, you basically be like amongst us brothers right here. It ain't nowhere for us to go. We get pushed
right.
from our people on this side. We get pushed from the people on that side. So we just in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, like wondering. So let me ask y'all a question. So where, and I always ask this, man, because this is like always my question. How can we get have black people consider even leaving the Democratic Party when it almost appears as if black conservatives are being trashed by the Republican Party, and their rhetoric is so anti-black at all times. Just like with Brandon Stracker's post, he said, "Oh, blacks, y'all need to get over the symbol of a noose. Like y'all, why are y'all triggered by this?" But I guarantee you, he would not say to a Jewish person, "Why are you triggered by a swastika? You need to get over that." I guarantee he wouldn't say that. So
But
for some
hey,
reason,
don't do
yeah,
that. Don't do that. You know they can't. You know they can't talk about Jews. You know that you can't. They can't talk about the hand that feed them.
yeah, yeah. So my thing is, yeah, my thing is, how do they get so comfortable with doing this? Like what? Like how do they just? And like Shaka said, it seemed like overnight, man. These people just turned into like they're just emboldened to start making these statements about black people and how we should feel. And we're like, hold on, what?
Hold on.
Yeah, like where did this come from? Where do you think? How do you see that, Shaka?
I told you on your show we came up with the Lily Black movement.
Uh huh.
They only want the illusion of is black folks there. They don't really want they don't want the Tyrones, they don't want the Shaquem, they don't want the Amarus, they definitely don't want the Shakas. They don't want us with these weird ass names being on their platforms. Maybe you know, if you use Jonathan and, you know, maybe I use Devontae and, you know, maybe we might get a little bit, but with
Nah,
definitely with
nah, nah. We ain't getting
definitely
no
with our
invite to
name.
no barbecue no time soon.
I know that. I'm talking about if we would have started off. I'm not talking. We're not getting invited to no barbecue. I'm talking about if we started off with, you know, I'm Devontae Smart. I didn't have no shock and nothing. I'm more presentable as Devontae Smart. I'm not really
Nah,
presentable. I'm more.
you got to be the token Negro in order to get
Yeah,
invited.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, if we started off like
that's a
that,
start.
yeah, we would. I'm just letting you know it's
Oh
these
yeah,
names
you
scare them
got to
because a
turn
lot of
into
people.
a character over there. You got
Hey,
to turn
so
into
let
a
me ask y'all
character.
in that. Yeah, let me ask you, both of y'all a question. What do y'all think about Angela Stan King's interview with the Breakfast Club?
I loved it.
She
I
stand
loved it.
firm. She stand firm.
She red pilled a lot of, and they wanted to nitpick about some landlord stuff, and she was like, "Nah, we not. I know what y'all doing." Um, I think that was the best interview I've seen on mainstream, as far as on mainstream
Right.
media.
I
She
like.
went in there and Trump looked like she and it's no all she talked about was policy. I don't expect people to go wear hats or go get mugs and stuff. She stood on what the policy was. And that's what a lot of people don't like doing. They like dancing around, talking about, you know, the Central Park Five. Um, my mom thought Central Park Five did it when they admitted to it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they, they confess. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, if somebody confessed on doing something, you don't say, "Oh yeah, they didn't do it." You're gonna be like, now did Trump say some things that was, you know, cutthroat? But he talked to white folks like that. When you look at his
Yeah.
tweets, he talked to white folks the same way, but we have it that, you know, he has to talk to us in a different manner, and I don't respect that because we come from playing the dozens. We got jokes, we run them like we was bred to actually, you know, shoot back and clap back as far as on a joke level. And you know, like I said, when we become soft, and he said this, I don't like that. Like as a black man, I don't like hearing other black men. I actually started fucking with Trump because I seen a lot of black people in the conscious community was treating him like the boogeyman. So I'm like, let me go see what this boogeyman about,
Yeah.
you know. But it's
No,
I
I
love the
like to.
interview.
I like to. She had a defensive interview because she knew
Yeah,
they was gonna try to control the narrative and come with
Right.
talking points, and she shut that shit down. You know, that's a
Yeah.
yeah,
strong sister, and she stood on it. She like, you know, I'm a product of what the fuck y'all trying to sit here and debunk.
yep,
So she
Right.
stood firm on it.
Right. And I think she made a good point. And even though they still kept her in that Trump mode of having to defend what he said, she kept saying, y'all are asking me more about Trump than my platform. Like I
right,
came on here trying to talk about my
Well,
platform, my ideas,
exactly.
my ideology, and the only thing y'all keep talking about is Donald Trump. And that just goes to show how emotional we are as a people that this sister could come on the Breakfast Club to talk about her agenda and running for Congress and her being a black woman conservative that they didn't even want to hear nothing that she had. They didn't want to hear nothing she had to say about her platform, her ideology. They solely wanted to go after Donald Trump, and they felt that they could attack her because Trump was the one who pardoned her and she was a Trump supporter. And I didn't like that. But at the end
yep,
of the day, I liked it because it showed that, listen, if you don't do your homework, you're going to get knocked off. And
yep,
one of the
that,
things that, yeah, and one of the things, and to be honest, I don't think Candace Owens could have had that type of performance. And
yep,
the reason why Candace couldn't have that type of performance, because Angela is not the type of woman who gonna turn around and just beat black people up. See, that's
yep,
what they was looking for her to do. They was looking for her to turn on the black community and to be like, oh, well, black men, they ain't no real daddies, or,
yep,
what about black on black crime? And see,
Yeah,
they was waiting on her.
they
Yeah,
were
they
trying
was
to
waiting.
force in the corner. They were trying to force in
Boom,
that corner. They were trying to put in
boom.
that corner, especially with the gays and the transgender.
yep,
They were trying
yep,
to force in that corner. She's like, nah, motherfucker, stop right there. I
yep,
raised a gay son.
Right.
She cut their ass.
yep.
She cut real quick with that.
They wasn't ready. They hit the emergency button and try to make her anti-LGBT. You know, she's like, "What's
Uh-huh.
this got to do with?" You know, and that's how they was gonna take their loss as far as take their butt whooping, but that would have been the highlight of the
Ooh.
interview
Well,
was her being.
when that didn't work, they tried to get her on an abortion.
Yeah.
They tried to get her on the Planned Parenthood as well too.
She's bad. I'm gonna let y'all.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't watch the interview, please watch the interview. That lady, that's the definition of knowing your shit. That's what,
Yeah.
like, if they would have put her in the place of that Revolt Summit, but they sent Candace Owens
Oh
because
yeah.
people love Candace, that would have, we got weapons to get our message across. And this what white
Right.
folks don't understand is we run around, y'all serving great value is the generic brand of black person that's a conservative. Y'all
You know
selling
what I
that,
want to
and we
see?
got
I want to see that matchup. I want her and Sonny in the building wrecking shop. Those two
yeah,
Ooh.
women right there.
that shit,
Yeah.
Those two women right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that we hate, we jealous. No, we have some strong black women that I want to lead this black conservative. We have them. Y'all
Yeah.
just not giving them the platform.
They
Yeah.
just
We're
now
not.
getting the platform, and they should have had it from the jump. And you
Yep,
know,
yep.
they go in there and they straight shooters. They come in with the facts and they laying down the pavement, and they not finna go and buck dance and cater to nobody.
Yep. Yep.
No
Most
talking
definitely.
points. No
And
talking
and
points.
yeah. And see, the thing is, they wanna see, they're not utilizing the best and the brightest of us. They don't. They take a Jesse Lee Peterson. Somebody you'll be like, oh man, did he ouch? Like,
Yeah.
damn, did he say just like look at Fox News. They got a guy who they just put him up on a pedestal as the leader of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
They
you
put him
seen
on
that?
Fox News. Dude's like, yeah, man, basically, yeah, we need to kill white people, and like nothing in it, just the same. But they took somebody like him to put up and as a leader
Put
of
that
Black
image.
Lives, put that
Put that
image up,
image.
and it gives them a reason to say, okay, let's arm ourselves because the leader of Black Lives Matter said they want to kill all white people. And then they use Donald Trump to turn around and tweet that BS that he said. And then Trump said, man, everybody knows, bro. Don't nobody know who this guy was until he got on Fox News.
Nobody.
Ain't nobody, no.
Nobody like
Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this man. So,
No.
and I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell white folks this on my page. If black folks wanted to get rid of y'all, we would have tried it a long time ago. I'm just letting
Yeah.
you know it's no secret plan to attack y'all. If we was gonna get y'all, we was gonna get y'all for some shit, that didn't happen and happened again and happened again. It's no secret plan. What they're doing, they're pushing you to become this resistance towards black folks. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's gonna happen. Why? Because a lot of people are so caught up into this politics stuff that we don't think outside the real world. It's like, step outside, turn off your phone, go deal with people. It's people that don't even know what the fuck is going on. But
Right.
on Facebook and Twitter, it makes you believe that this shit is real, but it is real because it still molds the minds of white folks to be aggressive. So now when white folks start being aggressive, the propaganda is black folks said we're going to kill them. They're going after our country. They're going after our Jesus. They're going after everything that you possibly, they're going after our cops. So who's smart enough that's on the right to say, hey, some shit don't seem quite right? Like, if we want to deal with politics, lock up Hillary Clinton, lock up Obama, and get this shit over with. Everything else seemed like this shit is staged. Everything else seemed like, take these motherfuckers to jail and then deal with what we're going to deal with. If that's what the motive is, but this racial shit, they using it is black versus white. Democrat is black, Republican is white. Let's call it for what it is, and that's what they've been using.
What you think about Talcum X saying that we need to I kind of, they said broken clock is right twice a day. What do you think about Talcum X when he came out against the white Jesus statue? I was shocked. I ain't even gonna lie, Shaka. I was like, oh, I thought it was a fake
yeah,
tweet. I had to go to this page and look.
I honestly had to go to his page to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I said, yeah, he gonna come and say somebody hacked him, but
Yeah.
he know they know what's gonna trigger white folks. They know that,
Right.
so they know that these statues is gonna trigger white folks. They know that Jesus is gonna trigger white folks.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you believe that statue is Jesus, you're fucked up already. Like,
yeah.
That's like you can have whatever beliefs you want. If you actually believe that person is Jesus, then you already done fucked up. So
yeah, I was kind of really amazed by that because I didn't think he was gonna pull it off. So let's talk about November really quick, man. Because right now, man, the political climate is heating up. I mean, we seeing the momentum on both sides, man. It seems as though it's a political fight. Like I've probably never seen a political fight like this in my whole life. I mean, it's really to the point to where everybody's on edge. Do you think this is going to work in the favor of the Democrats or the Republicans? If we kept the same energy into November, who do you think will ride that wave the hardest?
I tell my people, go ahead. You get.
Go ahead.
We've been telling the people on our platform for a long time it's going to be a fight. I mean, when whatever side wins, the other side ain't gonna agree, so it's going to be a fight. Right. No, they cheated. No, we won. It's going to be a fight.
Right. I can agree with you on that. Shaka, what do you think? Riding into November, if we keep this same energy is there, who do you think is going to win at the polls?
If they keep the same energy and escalate, the Democrats will win.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been telling the supporters. I said it's not Trump, it's the supporters. This is where they I don't think they quite get it. They like, oh, landslide. If this climate keeps up till November, it won't be no Trump. And that's what I've been trying to tell them is it's white folks that's watching and going like, honey, I think we need to do something. Honey, I think because when you look at the police brutality, you look at the shit that goes on. If your response is black on black violence, or your response is they kill more white folks than they do black, white people. I talk to white people all the time. We got different ideologies and stuff. They don't like hearing that shit. I'm at the gym and I wear and we have conversations. They don't, and they're Republicans. They don't like hearing the responses. So it's a lot of people that might not vote, and it's a lot of people that say, hey, shit ain't quite right, and they might vote for the left. But a lot of people believe that it's signed, sealed. It is not signed and sealed.
No.
All it takes is Trump to take one trip where he say something wrong. He's on that. He's walking the tightrope. Once he fall off that motherfucker, he's gone. If I was advising him, I would just tell him when shit like this go on, write a letter of condolences, speak to the family. This is where Blake's supposed to come in. This is where a walk away is supposed to come in. This is where
conduit.
They supposed to come and say, if we need anything, we can speak at the funeral. We can help you with this. We can help you with funeral. They got the resources. So why ain't nobody doing this when the world is watching? Nobody is offering a solution. All we do is go to Twitter and white folks, oh, look at his record. Yeah, he did this. The lady was in a crack house, a trap house. People get robbed in the trap house. That's, they're leaving that part out of it when they speak about, oh, George Floyd did this. Or not saying that is right. I'm not condoning it, but I know what happens when you have a trap house. A trap house is basically where the dope is at. You're going to get, he was on drugs at the time, like they said, and that was the place where you go get it, and that's where he went.
I want to bring up some important things that's going on that's going to kill their momentum. The Joe Biden criminal investigation in Ukraine and the FBI notes that just came out yesterday, and he's scared to debate Trump. So they're going to lose their momentum. So it's going to be a shift in the next month or so.
Right. So this is my thing on that, right? This is my thing. racial rhetoric, and it draws more emotion than logic. When you start talking
Absolutely.
about, Biden and Ukraine and things, that doesn't have that emotional energy as, oh man, look at this Trump too, this racist. So I understand fundamentally what you're saying, because scandals, should definitely be looked into. But what I'm saying is, somebody, yeah, we're taking questions. You can take a question. But what I'm saying, what I'm thinking in my head too, is that if they can continue to ride the emotional wave of racial tension, that
It
is
don't go
gonna
away.
over right now. Anything that comes out about a Trump scandal, bro, they're not even gonna report it. They're gonna talk about, okay, you know, what
I
happened at
mean,
this rally.
what
Trump said something, racially charged, and that's gonna like override anything substantive or
I'm
politics wise.
how
Go ahead,
they
go ahead.
how they organize things. They got
Mhm.
things lined up all the way until November that's going to keep the racial relations at high tense.
Yeah, bingo,
Yep.
bingo. And that's my only thing, bro. Like I'm thinking that, right now everybody knows about Joe Biden's history with prisons and incarceration and all of that. But the thing is, where the right shoot themselves in the foot is they're the first ones to say, oh no, systemic racism doesn't exist. So now it's like, if they embrace Joe Biden and the Democrats doing something systemically to black people, then in that same breath, they're going to have to admit that systemic racism exists, and they're trying to say that it doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
instead of saying, you know what, it does exist, these are the examples, let's get rid of it. They gotta kind of. I even tripped somebody up the other day on my on their post, a Republican, because he started talking about how, yeah, man, systemic racism doesn't exist, and this doesn't this. And I said, well,
It's a
damn, you just post,
disservice.
yeah. I said, damn, you just posted something about Joe Biden and the crime bill and Clinton, and how it negatively impacted so many black people. Oh
But
well, he got caught
Yep.
up. He got caught up. I caught him up. So
like
the thing is, oh, go ahead, bro, go ahead.
like Shaka said, it's the supporters that's giving it a black eye.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
By having that type of rhetoric, you doing a disservice by acting like that and putting that type of energy and information out. And the
Right.
Yeah.
other side, they'll pounce on that and be like, look, it's the supporters. Like, why we gonna come over there and vote that way when we got people like that acting out and showing their ass?
Right. And the first thing they'll do is they'll play a clip of Larry Elder getting on there talking about systemic racism doesn't exist, but then they'll turn around and play a clip of Larry Elder saying that a Planned Parenthood is this whole conspiracy that is used to attack black women to make them kill the black race. That is systemic
Systemic racism.
racism.
And what they
Right.
don't pay attention to, they fund the shit by voting that way. They fund the shit.
Yeah.
Mm. It's
So,
right now it's people want to only admit to certain things. So that's why I have a motto of I don't play politics with my race. 'Cause when you play politics with race, whatever political party you belong to, you're gonna have biases and not put out the truth. You want to point at the other party, and not the party that actually. I tell people all the time, Republicans were the first people that broke up the black homes, dealing
right,
with the war on drugs. You'll never hear
right.
nobody say it. I don't even think Democrats even have that position of knowing that that's what really happened. But
Mhm.
that's why I tell people that's systemic racism. When you have Democrats and Republicans that's responsible for breaking up black homes, since we want to talk about statistics all the time, that's what started it. Was the Republicans started it, and then they abandoned the black community and never came back.
Yeah. Hold on, let me lay my daughter in this bed. I'll be right back. Since
No,
they always talk about black fatherlessness,
Right.
Black man ain't no father. Black man ain't no. So and I want to talk about that too, right? Because I stay by myself, single, black, but I always have my kids. So if I'm not in the home,
You don't count. You don't count.
I don't count. So I have my children. Me and my children's mothers have good working relationships. So do stats count my children as being fatherless? Because
what program are you enrolled in that keep the data?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let me put her down. I come back. Go ahead, y'all.
That last with that's the craziest. I was on this page actually when I debated the guy from what's his name, Willie. I think he deal with Blexit and the Black conservatives, and he was trying to say that 70% of Black kids are fatherless, and I'm like, nah, man, stop that shit. Like we're not in a higher percentage.
What year he was talking? Current or Joe Biden crime bill years, Clinton crime? I mean, what year he talking?
Even then, it's like to have somebody that's fatherless. That's 71%.
Like you go outside, you just see a bunch of single fucking women. Basically, what he said.
Right. Well, where are the men at then? Like, where the fuck are we at? If we just having all these babies and
like
gone?
We in jail or we dead? Like, where they at?
That percentage is horseshit, and that's why he can defend that percentage. And I was like, have you ever got polled for it? You know anybody got polled for it? And he didn't want to say, yeah, no. It's like none of us know anybody that's been polled to see if you're in the house. Like I said, I've been through situations where I broke up with my girl and moved out and came back in. Like, do that shit count or?
Yeah. Yeah, that number.
It's funny you say that because when you deal with those cats on that side, it's always some type of rhetoric come from them, and you like, right. Man, is you in the hood, motherfucker? Like, you know how the hood operate?
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't.
They don't. So that's like I said, that's another beef that I have that we all have. Like, I just recently saw. And somebody tried to make a point out of it, but Candace Owens made a post that she gave $200,000 to Black businesses that have been destroyed in the in I guess in the riots or whatever. Do you know if you go back and you look through all of her posts, that post had the least likes and retweets of any one of her posts for about a whole year? I noticed that. Yeah, I called somebody out on it. I said, go look at that post where Candace Owens said she gave $200,000 to Black-owned businesses to recover, and she only did it because people like C.J. Pearson and other people, did it, and then was calling her out. Hold on. Somebody asked a question. Let's see. May I ask the question? How come I always hear that love for your family and kids are seen as weaknesses in the community? I don't get that.
I never heard that.
Love for your family and kids are seen as weaknesses. I don't know.
You have to elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, that sounds like something you hear from the alt-right.
A blanket statement.
Yeah, I don't know who.
If you was like a Navy SEAL and you had pictures of your family while you going on the operation, yeah, I would say don't do that. But as far as in case you got captured and then they had to pick, the infidels or whoever got the the pictures of your family and shit like that. But otherwise, I ain't never heard. I know some ruthless motherfuckers. I ain't never heard that one before.
Yeah, I don't know who you around, man. Good gracious, boy, that's a root. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like some alt-right shit there.
Yeah,
you must have heard that from Larry Elder or Jesse Lee Peterson or something. Hey, and see that? Go ahead.
He probably heard it.
Yeah. That came from Larry Elder, Jesse Lee Peterson. If I had to bet money, that came from Larry Elder. Larry Elder probably said, black men, he probably made some dumbass post that said, in the black community, if a black man shows love to his family, that's a sign of weakness. It had to be one of them.
Yeah,
Because they, yeah.
that sound like Larry Elder.
1000%.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's either him or Jesse Lee.
Said, Deanna said, or Willie. Or Willie said that.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh. that might be.
Hey, that's a question fresh out of the Brandon Tatum school.
Yeah. At the worst, Anthony Brian Logan.
Right. Hey, is he going to
man, ABL scared, man. See, ABL got to keep his grifting up. He trying to get it. See, he ain't worried. See, he don't want to give. He don't want to deal with too much of us because he got to do a lot of grifting. So giving us, opportunity is that ain't. It's going. He don't want to do nothing. You see, they the ones that trying to compete with Candace Owens. They always talk about, well, y'all trying to compete with bro. I don't want none of Candace Owens followers, bro. If I don't want none of them.
I honestly believe that you can do whatever you want to do, but on my page, when I see people that deal with Candace, I actually cut off our any. I'll be cordial.
Yeah.
But I cut that, like, if you've been on my page and you know what we drop, you know what we counter, and you still go over there and like the shit and
right.
I cut you short. I'm not even gonna lie on that. I cut you short because you know better.
We don't do that. We don't deal with people when their emotions and that two-faced shit don't fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yes, and that's why I always, when people say, "Oh man, y'all jealous and y'all want to take their spot," bro, I would not want to take that. Just imagine getting up every day and having to talk negatively about your people. That's miserable, bro. That's misery, bro.
And the killer part about that, if you just be yourself, you gonna get the same ass whooping from both sides. And me and him and do that all the time. And probably you as well. You're going to get beat up from both sides.
Yeah.
And we still believe that you can do whatever you want. If you want to follow them, fine. But if you over here listening to what we're telling you that they're harming the black community and you still support that, that's when you become in the enemy list. You can we're not gonna cry about it. We ain't gonna inbox you. You just become, we take like Santa Claus. We checking the list and we checking it twice. Like, and that's what I do. So
yeah, most definite. And man, like I saw what's that sister that made that post, man, talking about the black men and what is she? I'm just talking. I don't really know shit. I know she's a conservative, and I know she's real alt-right. She's a real black alt-right.
Did you see the old receipt I went and got up on her?
No, what happened?
You remember last night I laughed and said,
she had a white husband, a white baby daddy. Good.
A white baby daddy that didn't take care of the kids. And everybody like, oh, you making that up? And I went to go get the receipt. I'll bring the receipt. So, yeah, I'll bring. So, and then I can show the actual post so people will know what we're talking about. But I'm pretty sure people are like, what the fuck is y'all even talking about?
Yeah.
But she's they cheer her on to bash black men, and she has a whole platform of bashing black men. But then some people say I'm not racist, but she's doing the racist part, talking for you, and you like it and you share it. That goes back into that whole.
They take away the race card by using a lot of them people.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. All right, so let me see.
Somebody said, how do I just ask the question? He said, how do I ask the question? Just type it up. Austin Kelly Whiteside said, how do you ask the question? Just type it up. I'll post it up. We'll answer whatever the question is you want to answer. I'll put it up. No problem.
Here's that receipt for you. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Shit. I guess I gotta do it like this because it won't flip. Can you see the whole thing?
Dear whoever, stop trashing black men as bad fathers. My son's dad is white, and my child has not seen him in 10 years. Woo! Oh, she posted that back then. My son is 10. He held him for 30 minutes and didn't even bring a gift. Ooh, it ain't just blacks who leave that. Oh my God.
So I went to go get that. Oh, we do receipts over here. So everybody thought I was lying when I made my initial post laughing at her.
Yeah. Wow. I know
So
you should have posted. I know if you posted that on her page, she would have blocked you.
I posted on her page. I may be blocked.
Man, she took that shit down
Yeah.
immediately.
All right. So
With her
Ooh.
money, Shaka.
this is what we're talking about. Can you see that? This is the tweet from yesterday.
Ooh. Ooh. The way black men treat kids and women. Hold on. Yeah, I can kind of see it. I could pull it up. Hold on.
Pull back.
Okay. If you can pull it up, if he can pull it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, let me try to pull that up. I can definitely. But that's a very very interesting tweet. Let me pull that up right now. All right. This is what I'm about to do. Boom. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Boom. Y'all see it? You can see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Amaru, you can see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
There you go. And everybody else can see it. The way black men treat kids and women is why society, especially other men, view them as subhuman. Stop pretending racism is hurting you. It's Tyrone not paying child support. Shaka, here go your response right here. Beep. ah! Peeks in. Hold on. Let me get off the floor.
Them receipts, a motherfucker.
Boy, them receipts. Boom. Them receipts.
Yeah.
Stop trashing black men as bad fathers. My son's dad is white, and my child has not seen him in 10 years. My son is 10. He held him for 30 minutes and didn't even bring a gift. It ain't just blacks who leave their kids. So let me ask you this question. If she must have forgot she did this. She had to forget. She forgot she did it. So what do you think changed from this tweet to this tweet here talking about black men? What's changed? Is it grifting season that bad to where she's trying to get a check and she knows she feels like the only way to get a check is to trash black men?
And you notice that pattern? You see a pattern with all these characters?
Yeah, I would if I didn't have any black pride, my ass would be on there trashing black people too. If I didn't have no knowledge of self and my ass would be on that motherfucker all day talking about Keisha twerking and Chicago this and Chicago that and the bag would be secured.
Right.
But I can't do that.
Right. So this is a question. It says, this guy, Austin Kelly Weiss, he says, how come I don't see too many of the black community in the trades? I'd love to see more of the black learning the trades.
They cut the trade schools off. I did an interview.
They take away the funding. Look into the funding.
Like a month ago. A lot of people don't realize why the union stepped in. The unions by themselves is racist. The unions were blockades for black people of getting these trade jobs. Now, can black people go get jobs and be in trade? Yes. We're not saying that there's nobody out there that's a carpenter, nobody that does construction. My brother, he's a steel worker, and he builds the biggest towers and casinos in Las Vegas. it's a it's an art that they made us forget, and then they start dealing with. They give us technology, business jobs, telemarketing, and things of such in the black. Those are the things that they offer. Anything that's competitive, where we can sustain and make a dollar, and make a career out of it, it's kind of harder to get in. Let's say that.
Mhm.
Right. And that's kind of like an easy question because, like you said, just kind of go visit a couple of schools, right? Go visit a school in a majority black area. Go
They
look at
got
the
rid of
school.
it.
Yeah,
They
go
got
look at
rid of it.
yeah. Ask the question. Just say, hey, what kind of trades do y'all offer at this school? Just ask the question. And I think if you start asking the right questions, then the answers that you get are going to be very startling.
Oh,
So
we don't have the funding. We don't have the funding. Why you don't have the funding? Go to a board meet and ask why that school don't have the funding. But if you go look in a predominantly white neighborhood, that school has the funding.
Yep. They got auto mechanics out here in Vegas. They took the auto mechanic classes out, but a lot of different white schools got auto mechanic classes. So
Mhm.
some people will say, well, it's black kids that go to that school, so that's not racist, but they're only a small, minute part of that school. So it's trade, and one thing I respect is Trump is talking about putting trade back into the schools.
And school
Um,
choice.
yeah, so those are things that can benefit us, but it's this this is like beating up a kid talking about this. As far as it's easy, it's like you know why they're not there. You know why um what happened. So the funding got cut, schooling got cut, things of such. After school programs got cut, and this is where we at.
what y'all think about this comment? We're gonna address all
He
racist comments
he
too.
he got his panties in a bunch.
Yeah.
He said blacks are but black. I guess he meant blacks plural, but he said black. I don't know if he's talking about a dude named Black off the street, or is he talking about black people in general? Because he just said black.
Right.
So he said black are so full of excuses and bullshit. They think they are so different and the world owes them. By far the most racist of all races.
And tell Frank to meet me at my house, and you gonna work for free for the duration of your fucking life with no fucking wages. And you tell me how the fuck that feel.
Uh,
I
uh,
just got there. It's funny because when I was talking about the trade, I said this is not excuses. This is just facts. So when people hear facts, they believe it's excuses. And I just said that I have a brother that's an iron worker. We know people
uh,
that's working in the trade.
Ain't
I didn't use
nobody
the
ain't
excuse.
nobody made no fucking excuse on the platform.
Nah,
nah.
so
So,
come
and
on, man.
this what it goes back to, right? These are the same talking points that you hear a Candace Owens talk of. See, they get these talking points from Anthony Brian Logan or
Yep,
Patrick Hampton,
yep, yep.
and then what they
And I,
do.
I, I blocked the dude named Leonidas or some shit, Leonis or have you seen him?
Nah, I ain't seen him. He's probably a straight
Oh,
sellout.
I had to block him the other day because he was just on there like it was just too much. And that's his
Yeah.
page. He can do what he want, but it's like I think he spelled his name like Leondyus or something like that. But I'm pretty sure Sharice know who he is. Sharice know
Okay.
all the all the special ones. But yeah, he said something, like, black men, we're full of excuses, and we don't. I don't know anybody that's not a go getter. Now I've met some folks that's deadbeats, but for the most part, how are we lazy? How are we full of excuses when Trump get on stage every time and say the black unemployment rate is the lowest ever been recorded? Black people are working at an amount or a rate that we never worked before. So who's lazy and who's full of excuses, or are the opportunities are not there for us to work? And Trump has gave us the opportunities to work. That's how he's able to brag about the numbers of employment and unemployment. So they basically debunk their own conversation when, they say we lazy or we got a bunch of excuses. Which one is it? Because the unemployment rate will be still what it was when Obama was in office, when Bush was in office, when Clinton was in office, but now it's at the high time record. So are we still lazy, or are we still just gonna give Trump the credit
Right.
of
It
us
won't
getting our
won't
ass
you
up
look
and
at
going
the
to work?
numbers when the economy is doing its best and what our rate is? Smart guy.
Right.
Right. And this is the thing, right? Everybody says that black people feel the world has owed them. And the reason why I say that's false, black people, all of the gains that we have, nobody gave us. We fought for it. We always protested. We were sprayed with water hoses in the street. We bucked on the plantation. We had to do slave revolts. We hid out in woods, hiding and running and fighting. We started our own sources of black communal
Black Wall Street.
like Wall Streets. We fought tooth and nail for everything that we have today. Nobody has given us nothing, and
Right.
we don't.
I add on to that. We even fought in wars. Wars.
Yeah.
And that,
So
and that shit wasn't for freedom. That was for financial. These wars that was going on, nobody ever freed us. Nobody ever gave us shit. Though even the wars that people say, "Oh, we freed you," no, that was an economic fight between the North and the South.
Right.
That's what that was.
And I'm big on history, and I see the same format. Hey, we need the Negroes to help us fuck Germany up because they're gonna kick our ass.
Yep.
And now I see the same thing what's going on right now with the liberals. Hey, we need their help because they're gonna fuck us up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We get played on both sides. Both sides. History piece of stuff.
Right. So anytime I hear people use that talking point, like, black people think the world has owed them, we've taken everything that we've got. So we've never had the luxury of being able to sit back and just go off of an IOU. We've never had that luxury to just have an IOU and sit back and act like things are gonna be okay. Now of course we say, yeah, you owe us because, like the brother said, we've been working for free. Y'all had our people in slaves. Of course you got a head start. You had 200 plus years of having free work. So of course, yeah, black people, if you work for free, does somebody owe you? But at the end of the day, we've always fought for everything that we have, and we still fighting today. Nobody gives us nothing. If you look at the legislation that Democrats and Republicans now are trying to put on the table for police reform. We had to fight to get this issue heard. We didn't just walk peacefully and say, okay, let's talk about police reform. No, we had to literally get in there, fight, argue, fuss, complain. Some idiots had to loot and riot.
I got a bone to pick with that reform too.
Okay, what you got?
The federal level, but on the state level, when you look at Democratic ran places, from the governors to the local mayors to the who run the police chief, the AGs, and all that, it started at the local level first before you get to the Fed. They ain't done shit in all these years. Our people been vote Democrat. They ain't changed no legislation on the local level, but they want to go and blame Orange Man. And it's a federal problem now on his shift. Y'all had a whole 8 years Democratic president. He ain't reformed shit, but he's the main one telling, hey, reform.
Right. One of the things that I was talking about last night, is when I started talking about prison reform, and I see. Hold on. This Frank. We just gonna air it out. Fuck it. He says, He says, I truly believe blacks are raised to see every negative thing that happens to them as racism. Then they truly believe it.
See, now I'm gonna say something. Now everybody is emboldened by the Jussie Smollett and the NASCAR driver shit. Now that's their excuse of saying that, everything's not, we're not racist. You guys make up shit. We're not this. Like, half of the people for the Jussie Smollett didn't believe that shit, and they was black. Black people, we didn't believe that Jussie when he came out there talking about he had a rope on him and he was going to get
especially in Chicago.
We didn't believe that shit. Like, that wasn't. We were like, nah, you got away, and They had
in
on MAGA
Chicago,
hats.
a MAGA hat.
Now with the Wallace situation, that I sat back and I watched everything. He never came out and said this happened, whatever the fuck happened.
Bingo.
When the FBI said what they said, he said thank you for looking into it. But of course, you know, when you look at that rope that the FBI is showing the rope, that's a whole different rope. And it could get like, it looks like a noose. Like, anybody that tell you that thing does not look like a noose is wrong. And one thing I want to say is, if it's not a noose, why is NASCAR using it? Like, it's other knots, it's other things that you can put to pull down.
Boy Scout knots, all type
Well,
of
they
shit.
got
knots.
things they got shit that got handles now. You can just pull the shit down. It can be on the string. It's just a regular fucking handle, and you pull the shit down. They got enough money for that.
All the money they make, it could be electric.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like what do you know? I'm not taking up for nobody, but as a person that gives a shit about, you know, what's put out, why are they still tying their ropes like that when there's other ways? That's just to pull down the garage.
Yeah, that's
whatever, man. Yeah, they can say this last shit. I'm glad he came out and he basically apologized. He gave not apologized, but gave respect to the FBI for the Swift things. I never heard him come out and say that he woke up and it was right there and all this other shit. That shit they talked about it. The media ran off with it. People ran off with the shit. I'm happy that some of the white drivers did push behind them, walk behind them, show solidarity. I'm happy about that. But it seems like a lot of people, they're not happy about those situations. I seen a black dude getting supported by white folks. That's what I.
It didn't catch fire how they thought it was. So on to the next episode.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just me. I look at things from a different spectrum. I seen white folks actually get behind them and support and say, okay, we got your back, whatever the fuck going on. It could have been some weird shit that people were doing. They didn't have him tying the rope up or cutting the rope and taking pictures of the rope, or he didn't tweet the rope on his page. He just said, hey, these motherfuckers cut something, put it right there. Yes, you can make that look like, if I go cut that same rope and then hang it up in the middle of something, it looks like a fucking noose. Anybody that tells you that it doesn't, they're not being honest at all. So
right.
That's how I look at it.
So here goes a question. Why are we focused on black conservatives when we have black Marxists disguised as BLM burning and looting our cities just to scare white people into voting for Biden? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Yeah. Why are we focused on black conservatives when we have black Marxists disguised as Black Lives Matter, burning and looting our cities just to scare white people into voting for Biden?
It's not. Is this from a white person or is this from a black person?
So Republicans reprisal. Are you black or white? We're not trying to be racist. We're just trying to. We like to
I think she's black. I think it's a black person.
Yeah, we confused too, because nowadays shit with y'all, we don't even know. So
right,
at the end of it, she got a black lady raising her hand. So I guess she's black.
We're gonna hopefully and this is the dope part, because we can answer things according to what ethnic group that we talk to. That's the dope part about, are we talking to somebody black or are we talking about somebody that's white? Like, you bring different work, tools to they're not gonna answer if they're black or white.
Yeah.
No, so let me end of the
yeah, so probably black. But let me say something real quick on this guy. So this is the thing. Your whole premises is faulty, right? First, you're saying that they're burning cities to scare people into voting for Biden. That is not the case. Plus, you're making it seem like Black Lives Matter has been totally non-existent for a couple of years now. I mean, people just started screaming Black Lives Matter after 3 incidents that were caught. Well, 2 were caught on video, and the Breonna Taylor, these three incidents actually sparked people. It was a reaction to the law enforcement officers having these crooked philosophies or whatever it is, or the injustice that was going on. So BLM just resurrected themselves as a result of what was happening. That's the problem. So the reason why
activated. They just got activated.
Boom, they were activated. You know would have prevented BLM from burning and looting our cities? What would have prevented that was basically saying, you know what? Black conservatives are actually one of the reasons why this shit getting burned down. Black conservatives, I'm gonna say it the truth.
Say it for the people in the back that don't get it.
Black conservatives are one of the main reasons why this shit is getting burnt to the ground, because you had white people cheering on Candace Owens, talking about Ahmaud Arbery is a burglar and pulling up his criminal record, and y'all rooting her ass on. And black people like, hold up now. What about these white? No. Oh, Ahmaud Arbery tried to grab his gun. So they're like, hold up. Now y'all disrespecting the dude. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Now we feeling like that's disrespect. But y'all like boosting the shit up. Yeah, man. Yeah. See, this is what y'all get for following these people up. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem. Now you turn around, Breonna Taylor. You got Officer Tatum.
Yep. That was one of the worst videos I seen that man do. As far as demonize that woman, as far as to basically just one thing I want to say and go on record on. One, you see three faces, right? 1, 2, and 3. I guarantee if anybody that's in the Trump administration, conservative GOP movement, whatever the fuck it is, had us as representatives, we would have been at every last one of these families' houses asking, what can we do next? How can we keep tensions? Oh, you need us to go to city council with you. You need us to represent you on this. Why? Because that's a humane thing to do.
Usher them right into the White House.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with politics as far as Republican versus Democrat. This is right versus wrong, humane versus fucking evil, good versus fucking evil. Like every last one of y'all, I know we would have been like, hey, Shaka, you got time to go? You got time to go here to Minneapolis? Like, yeah, shit, book us, let's go. And what we do,
you didn't even have to ask, hey, what time you get? What time you landed?
Yeah.
What time you landed?
Yeah. So what happened is, the black conservatives emboldened the alt-right to come out and say, you know what? Yeah, Ahmaud Arbery was a burglar. Now they retweet the shit 10,000 times. Now they start now it's trending. Ahmaud Arbery is a burglar. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Breonna Taylor's in the trap house. You got Brandon Tatum talking about, oh yeah, she was a suspect in a drug deal gone bad, and now they're like, yeah. So now white people like, okay, hold on, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that's cool.
Go with it.
Hey, I don't keep it a buck. It seemed like they some type of insurgent with deep state. How they conduct is detrimental, and it's like I'm big on separation. I sit back and I'm big on separate from the bullshit. And when I noticed Trump separated from Brexit and went to another org, I said it's some in-house fight, and there's some in-house dirt going on for him to separate.
Yeah, but they still gonna be around, but I don't think Trump can completely separate because. The left is gonna have a field day with that.
Yeah. Look, George Floyd. There you go. There you go. George Floyd didn't serve time. Let me ask you, and this is the thing. How do you know George Floyd served time? You didn't look it up. Candace Owens. The only reason a lot of y'all know that George Floyd did time was because of Candace Owens.
She pulled his record.
She's the one pulled it. No,
But
yeah,
when you,
even though it's public record, they didn't know. Y'all didn't pull it. Candace Owens went and pulled the shit, and y'all rolled off of Candace Owens' ass. And that's why this shit getting burned down now, and people mad and upset because y'all fed into blacks who are misleading you and misguiding you to fight against black people, and they sitting back and they laughing at y'all dumbass because they done got y'all riled up so they can get some retweets and likes and a check.
that's it.
That's what they doing.
They
They
ain't
getting
shit but the Al Sharptons and Jesse Jacksons of the conservative.
Exactly. And that's all they doing. They riling white people up, race baiting them to send them out there and do dumb shit so they can get a check. That's all Candace them doing. What does George Floyd criminal record have to do with anything? Go ahead, Shaka.
Could you look up something real quick? Could you go to the Brandon Tatum tweet that we talked
Okay.
about earlier? I want to say, as far as they are laughing because they're getting paid, they're getting speaking engagements,
Yeah.
and all they got to do is come out here and say the most racist shit. If a white person said that shit, y'all probably be fired. Y'all probably be fired, probably be banned, canceled.
They throwing rocks hiding their hand basically for who paying them.
That's it. So nobody, this is why they, I would take any two of y'all, both of y'all to battle with anybody, any three conservatives, whoever they want to bring, I would take y'all, and they have no problem with it because they wouldn't be able to stand up to what we're talking about. And that's what a lot of people don't get is they actually, I told you, ABL was scared of you. I said, he ain't gonna deal with me because, I'm gonna call him out his name. He ain't ready for all that,
Yeah.
You nice.
You see that? Y'all can see that on the screen? That's what you wanted me to pull, right, Shaka?
Yep, that's the one. So it says it's time. This is a tweet from Random Tatum. After I did that video last night, warning y'all what they were trying to do as far as to get us to fight black and white. I warned you last night on a live video. Then we woke up to this. Boom. It's time. It's time we start fighting back with force. I'm sick of these stupid motherfuckers destroying statues, making up fake hate crimes, disrespecting the police, and lying about Trump. I'm sick of it. I had enough. It's time that we fight fire with fire. Enough.
Hey, that sound like the other side in a bunch of their tweets. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It sounds like the Hillary Clintons, the Eric Holders, the Barack Obamas. It sounds just like they fucking tweets.
Yeah.
Could you go to Terrence's page?
Oh,
yeah, okay.
No, don't get me started on him downstairs.
Terrence Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want folks to get what we telling y'all because we're not just telling you something.
Hold on.
It's from today, right? It's from today.
Yeah.
He probably took it down.
Yeah, he probably took that shit down. Look, cause then
go down a little more.
He talk about get a gun.
Yeah, he deleted that. Yeah, he deleted that. That's a wrap. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody screenshotted it.
Yeah, he most did. See that? You got a screenshot the grifters. You got the screen.
Hey, we'll have a receipt.
Yeah,
had a receipt.
I think I might have it.
Somebody go inbox it to me within 2 to 3 minutes.
I think I might have the receipt. It's just on this phone. Cause I screenshot a lot of shit unconsciously. I just bloop, and I'll be like, oh, I got it. But he wrote that I'm pro 2A. Like I said, I believe in self-defense. But it's funny that Brandon Tatum woke up talking about we going to war. And then you got Terrence Williams, which is the comedian talking about everybody go get a gun. Like from what? Like what's going on that I don't know about right now?
Who y'all finna fight?
Yeah.
Because they don't talk about the political side of things on receipts and what's going on behind the scenes. They only speak against black folks. So what are we going to get? We going to get guns for black people, or what is it? Because that's all y'all talk about.
Who you finna fight? Who's the enemy? Based off y'all rhetoric, is black folks.
That's what the attack is, and if people don't see what's going on, I gotta question your intellect. This is why they keep sharing videos of black people fighting each other or black people beating on white folks or whatever. We can do the same thing over here, but we know that's just propaganda. It's hold on, is he back?
He race bait. He got a bunch of race baiting ass fucking statements.
Well, I like answering it because a lot of people still think the same way that that he thinks. As far as hold on, I think I got it.
Let me ask Frank. Do you know thousands of black people?
Somebody sent me something. Thank you, Glennis.
They go. Well, I told you.
Yep. They done pulled the receipts. They done pulled the receipts. See, the grifters tried to take it down. Yep. They inbox that to me. I want to put that up on the screen. Inbox it to me. I want to put that on the screen.
I got you right now. Hold on.
Yeah. So, and this is what we was talking about earlier, right? He talking about BLM leader didn't say racist shit. What the fuck are you spewing? See, that's the thing. Like Fox, yeah. So he's talking about that guy on Fox News who said he was a Black Lives Matter leader who nobody ever heard about. Then all of a sudden, he pops up on. How did he even get on Fox News anyway? Where the hell did they find him at?
Right,
we never said that he didn't say no crazy shit. So it's like I got to question, your comprehension skills. We said where the fuck did they find the person to put on? Because we don't know him. Yep. I don't know him. I know a lot of people that we all know activists. He know activists. I know activists. He damn sure we all know activists. Where did this motherfucker come from? That's what we said. We didn't say that he didn't say nothing racist. We said
he on Fox News talking and shit.
Yeah.
That's how that went. Like y'all hear shit that y'all want to hear and flip it to something.
Get out your feelings and listen.
We don't know this person, so they went and got a random black person and put them on Fox. I know a lot of activists that could have went on Fox, and we got different ideologies that would have did better than that.
Yep, absolutely. But that's who they wanted. That's who they wanted to pull and use. Hold on, let me pull that tweet up. It's gonna hold on really quick, viewers. I'm about to get this for y'all really quick.
Learn how to research, people.
Yeah.
Them receipts will kick your ass any day of the week.
They pulled this man out. He's the leader of Black Lives Matter, and they want to go kill white folks. Everybody ran with that shit.
We gonna kill police if y'all don't give us our demands. Like it's a movie ass shit.
Right.
That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Yeah, and that's I thought I had it up. That's totally bogus. Totally bogus. Okay, hold on.
Like Martin said, like they always find a lady with a shower cap on that's seen everything. Exactly. The smoke got me.
Woo! All right.
I'm gonna have more, Glenn, so I got you.
Can y'all see that? I know it's kind of.
All you gotta do is just zoom in on the screen. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Can I zoom in? Control. All right. You can see it now. I done zoomed in.
You might have to scroll up.
Yep.
All right.
He said, "I will not stand down."
Yeah. Here you go. They put a target on the backs of every conservative Republican, police officer, and Trump supporter. They want us dead and gone. We need to stay vigilant. We need to stand together. We need to stand our ground. Purchase a gun. I will not stand down. Come on, man. This. Come on, man. What? I don't know, man. What you got to say about this, Amaru? Amaru, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I mean,
lost for words.
I mean, we tell people to protect themselves. We pro 2A to the heart over here. I got a gun in my background, as you can see.
Yeah.
It goes without saying. That's the first thing before you even get started with anything. Protect yourself.
Right.
You shouldn't have to say it. It's like breathing. But Sugar Daddy saying, go get a gun.
Yeah.
I'm arrows up all the way. I don't care who feelings I hurt. It is what it is. He's a character. I never seen him throw a punch before. But you are gonna stand your ground.
And this is the thing. Like I said, all they're doing is trying to cash a check. You know,
and you know, I question their motive.
Yeah.
You trying to start a race war. Basically, you pissing on fire to start a race war.
Yeah, that's it. And they feel like, you know, like I said, man, white people. I'm gonna tell.
I can't use that because they're black, but we know who throwing the punches for them.
Most definitely. And I'm gonna give a warning. I'm gonna give a warning or some wisdom to white conservatives. Y'all gotta be more careful, man. When you get a black person that's saying stuff like that, like, you know, you gotta be careful, man. Like, cause they playing you like a fiddle. You know, they all they doing is getting their little checks, and Brandon Tatum is not gonna be out there on the front wall when y'all start fighting.
They don't even come in our hood. So when y'all gonna attack somebody, y'all not in the community.
Yeah, Brandon Tatum ain't gonna be nowhere around. Nowhere around. But he gonna boost y'all up to go. He gonna boost y'all up to go do something dumb, so that he can like sit back and you know, start a GoFundMe or something for you. But Brandon Tatum ain't. Yeah, that's it. Blegsy got a fundraiser for this guy who, you know, went to war and shot at some people and this and that. But at the end of the day, man, use your common sense, man. Use your common sense. So, and I don't know, man. I'm
gonna say something unpopular, and you know, I always stand on unpopular positions. So when you see black folks tearing up shit, looting, rioting, everybody went crazy on the internet. You seen that? We all seen that. So they had a black dude that went into Chaz or Chop that tore up them people. That's still them people's property. No, this one didn't get shot.
You're not talking about the one that got shot?
No, the one that got shot, he got shot. This one didn't get shot. He tore up their property. It went viral. So he tore up their shit.
The dude that's in the front throwing the signs?
Yeah, he was throwing the signs, and then he went and knocked over the food and everything and such. So I've been watching a lot of things over there. What he was saying was true. I will give him that. But when you go and demolish somebody's shit, it doesn't matter what it is. So when it's political, they love it. When it's something that, you know, when people have a situation where people are getting killed and the other person is getting off unjust and everything as such, we can't act the fool, but you can act the fool and chop and tear up some shit, and then you get applauded for it. Just like, you know, protest. I believe everybody should be able to protest. I don't support Cap. For my reasons of, you know, my personal reason had nothing to do with him taking a knee. But he was protesting, and he was protesting by himself, like it or not. It was a protest. You're not supposed to like protests. That's the part of protesting. But when we had cops, you know, so everybody attacked Cap and wasn't the reason that we, can sit down and say why we don't like Cap. It had nothing to do with that. It was a protest, the national anthem, whatever the case be. But you had cops in Georgia that protested by not showing up to work, and people were actually harmed, and they're under oath to serve and protect. But they applauded that. They made it into a political. Oh, you gonna need. They're supposed to protect and serve. That's what the whole model's supposed to be. You don't protest like that, but you upset at somebody protesting and taking a knee during the national anthem, but he's protesting police brutality. But you have the same police officers that's upset, and now they don't want to go out there and serve the people. Doesn't matter how you feel about what's going on at the job. How are you protesting?
Military wise, that's treason. That's treason. You neglected your duty. That's treason.
I'm confused. Like, is it a protest list that's only approved for? That's their right to protest. If the cops want to protest that way, I don't agree with it. But I didn't come on there and make a big fuss. I just said I don't agree with it. They took an oath. But when you have somebody bending down for a 15-second national anthem, they act the fucking fool. They didn't even listen to the message. So you have a peaceful protest of somebody taking a knee, and then you have unpeaceful protest of people rioting and looting, and then you say no, no, no to both of them. It seems like you just want people to shut the fuck up because you had a peaceful protest that you didn't get behind, and now you have a unpeaceful protest that you're not gonna get behind. So what are the options in between? I want somebody that's a black conservative, white conservative, any conservative to actually answer that. We basically get told to shut the fuck up and be quiet and deal with it and go to the corner.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up and go back and research.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. LeBron James wants to speak out. You tell him shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, he say some dumb shit, but he still at the end of the day,
yeah,
right. Yeah,
and he put his money where his mouth is too.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of people don't realize that when you respect freedom of speech, I respect freedom of speech, because without it, we don't have shit. We can't talk. So we don't do the cancel culture. We just said be careful on who you follow and who you listening to and what you're sharing. That's the only thing that we tell people to do. But a lot of people want you to shut up when it's not the same ideology or you don't align with what they're talking about. And I'm like, that's bullshit.
It's that bully mentality ass shit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't believe in people getting kicked off of social media for hate speech. I would rather hate speech be allowed so I can know who you are
than it to be hidden.
Right. I like my racism up front. I don't like my racism where I gotta go find it. I like it up front. And no, I don't.
Kudos to you too, Shaquille. I was stationed in South Carolina. It's a whole different service.
Man, it is, man. South Carolina is a whole different beast, man. It's rough. But man, I think the more and more we continue to have these conversations, because we gotta let people know, man, that being conservative doesn't mean you gotta throw away your culture, your heritage, and who you are. It doesn't mean that, man. It don't mean you gotta, bend and buck and buck dance and sell out. It's more. See, it's more than just being able to quote statistics on black crime and black fatherlessness. It seems like black conservatives are only used to quote statistics that go against black people. That's it. You rarely it's like you don't find black conservatives that get the microphone at like Shaka said, a turning point, and they can say, hey man, we need to support black owned businesses. They're gonna run you off the stage. Like, oh,
man, who let them in? Somebody get fired.
Yeah, flag on the play. What happened?
Who sent him here? Whoever brought me in is getting fired. That's what's gonna happen. Whoever vouched for me to talk, their ass is gone. And it's like, how do we have any black outreach? And I blame this is the only time y'all gonna hear me blame white folks. White folks, y'all did this shit. Y'all allowed these motherfuckers to stay. Y'all gave them a platform, and y'all never say, "Hey, what black outreach are you doing?" Can I see a picture? Can I see something? I can show you what I do. I just don't. So and I know Shaquem can show what he does. He shows what he does because he's at a rec center. So it's promotion for the rec center as well. But it's still the work that he's doing every day. Like I said, Amaru does work. He ain't got to show nobody. He don't show nobody. So it's like, I'm pretty sure if he was
you got to
called out,
move different when you operate in headquarters in the beast.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you in Chicago, so I already know. Me, I'm in Antifa City as well. A lot of people think, that Vegas ain't shit. Vegas is Antifa City.
Amaru, you in Chicago?
I'm in the beast,
Man,
baby. Belly
what
of
are
the
you
beast.
doing? What are you doing about black on black crime in Chicago? Oh, they should have told me that.
Talking points.
Oh,
That's the piggyback. That's the piggyback. They
hey,
love that narrative.
Hey, it must be miserable to live in Chicago, man. I mean, just every day, man. Like
it's instant trauma. It's instant trauma. As soon as you go outside, it's instant trauma.
Hey, every race, it's almost like the initiation to be a racist is you have to learn the statistics on Chicago. Like that,
this place been a case study. It's been a case study for the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah. And this lady asks, how do you think the military tries hard to stop racism in its ranks?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no. You gotta go above and beyond. I don't know how it is now, but I don't think it's changed. Like we just said a couple minutes ago, we work hard at everything we earn. We got to work extra hard, and everything we earn and everything we take, we got to work extra hard. And it's the same way in that institution as well.
Right. So somebody said, how do you justify 50 years of black poverty during Democrat rule? The same way how you justify Republican Party in South Carolina under Republican rule. We've been last in education forever since I was born in South Carolina, here for years. And South Carolina is a red state. So the same way you talk about us being last in education, then you got Mississippi, who's totally red too. So anytime somebody always comes to me and say, well, how is it that, these Democrat, areas are poor and black? Bro, I'm in South Carolina.
The Republicans ain't sending no alternative to make things better or make them great.
I'm in South Carolina. We always been last in education, and we always been a red state. And you can ask anybody in South Carolina, we are notorious for being last in education. And then if you ask them, is South Carolina Democrat or Republican, they will tell you South Carolina is largely Republican. So those talking points, man, I mean, you really, they don't stand, man. So, you be really misinformed when you start talking about, well, Democrats, poverty, bro. I'm in one of the most uneducated, backward states, and I'm in South Carolina, and this is red. So if you talk about, so
you can pick. Hey, you want to live in poverty or you want to be uneducated? Go hands in fucking hand.
We poverty too. We got something in South Carolina called the Corridor of Shame. The Corridor of Shame, and anybody on my post in South Carolina, a history buff, will know, and the Corridor of Shame exists to this day. It has the worst failing schools in our nation in history. The Corridor of Shame. It's in South Carolina, governed by Republicans. Test me on that. Somebody test me on that. The Corridor of Shame is in South Carolina, and it's the most uneducated corridor in the country, and it's ran by Republicans.
That place changed me. When I was stationed down there, it changed me. I was there back in like 99, 2000. And
99 and 2000.
Yeah. Hey, I lead a base, and the blacks were living in huts, like slavery huts and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like around Beaufort, Columbia, area. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, why they still living like this?
Yeah.
And they're very racist. They real blunt. They'll let you fucking know, hey, I don't fucking like you. Don't pull up at this fucking gas station or we gonna fucking kill you. Like, they blunt. And,
And this is funny, right? It says, "Show me a Republican teacher; they hardly exist." And this person can't be from South Carolina. Let me tell you like this: this was so crazy. The Republicans control the state of South Carolina. The teachers in South Carolina were some of the lowest paid in the nation. Republican teachers went to talk to Republican legislators trying to get more money for their profession, and they were turned away. Mad. So you can't tell me that Republican teachers don't exist when they do, and the Republican state legislator wouldn't even listen to the Republican teachers. So, that's a talking point. Talking point. I don't know, Maury, this guy said, did the Marine get a BCD? I don't know what that is.
A bad conduct discharge. No. No. I got an honorable.
Okay. Boy, they coming. Man, we got some trolls up in here, but
They control all they want.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Here you go. Whites utilize freedom of speech and are branded racist. Okay, blacks do the same thing. We got freedom of speech. Now you call us racist, so join the club. I mean, that shit comes with the territory, right? At the end of the day, I can say what I want to say, but then there's a consequence for what I say.
Correct.
I suffer the consequence. You got freedom of speech.
We suffered it. Everybody on here suffered the consequence of being pro-black, and that and like I said, that goes back to a ceiling where we gonna hit the ceiling and we can't go any further because they scared of us. So everybody loves the docile and the meek. That's what they love when it comes to anything of race. So we had a ceiling, and that's and it's cool. I don't think nobody's in here complaining about it. We just understand it, but nobody, white people can use freedom of speech any day, but be ready. If you talk to any three of us, I guarantee the shit that you say get countered and get debunked. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
They don't know us. You can tell they don't know us. Whoever asks these questions.
Yeah. And
no, it's on his page, so yeah, they don't really.
No, we will fast over here.
Yeah, and we got whatever conversation whatever you want to go. If it's race related, I guarantee, and it's just when history, you know what's being taught. So I know
we're not the basic. We're not the typical black conservative. We got thousands of hours of research behind our belt. We'll tear your ass up in a minute.
Yeah, that's not even. I don't even worry about that. So.
Yeah. You said my family left the South right after the Civil War and we never looked back. I don't understand how blacks stayed or moved back to the South. Make no sense. They might have had land. A lot of people own land down here. A lot of people own land. So what? A lot of blacks own land in the South. Why would you move if you own land? I mean, we're in the Gullah Geechee corridor. I mean, right here in South Carolina, this is the home of the Gullah Geechee. Most of the people on the Sea Islands in the Gullah Geechee corridor, they own that land. They've had it passed down through generations.
They don't understand South Carolina, bro. You gotta break down how it's built up in those islands.
Right. And a lot of people own that land. So I mean, why would you move? And why, if you own land? And I think that's probably part of the problem. A lot of them move, and we lost the land that we could have had, or we did have. So I think that's
exactly what happened. The people that left, they got their land taken over. I know that for sure, just off of me, studying and doing the ancestry and the history of my family. As far as,
I'm glad some of my family stayed because we still got that land to this day.
Bingo. Still got that land. Yep.
100 acres.
Ooh. Yep. So that does. She said it makes no sense.
I'm gonna write whoever in your family. I'm gonna write your mama and say, adopt me, please.
For real. Hey, hold on. Let me ask this last question, man, before we go. What is this? Why are Republicans branded racist just because we didn't vote for that Clinton garbage? That's not why you voted. That's not the reason why you're branded racist, because every time something comes up that legitimately involves race, you deflect. That's why people call you racist. They call you racist because when you have Trump supporters who run around with a Trump 2020 flag and mocking George Floyd, screaming, "All lives matter." That's why you're branded as racist. When you don't confront the far right, radical, alt-right Trump supporters, they blend you in as being racist because you don't speak out against it. That's why they consider you racist. If you spoke out against it, nobody can consider you racist. So the problem is, and that's even for the left too. You know, they don't speak out and they get silent during times where we should be speaking out and educating people. And when they don't say nothing, they get branded as being racist because silence is consent.
Yeah. That's it. It doesn't matter left or right.
Yeah, right. Left or right. Left or right. Who are these people? Why aren't you confronting? Why aren't you confronting Antifa then? Who's not confronting them? Who's not?
I want to go on record.
That's like, why are we? We supposed to fight them or something? I mean, I don't get what's their narrative.
I'm gonna go on record and say me and Amaru was the first people that on the internet going after Antifa. Yeah. I'm going on record.
It got so bad. They said he was the leader of Antifa.
Damn.
Yep. This was it took a white brother to hit me up and say, hey,
that spoke up.
They was in, and these were conservatives that was plotting against me. A lot of people don't even know that.
It was a hit. It was a hit. They was talking about going and finding him and killing him.
Yep, it was a gun group. This was a gun. It was a gun group.
Yep, a gun group.
And another. Oh, go ahead. No, I'm listening.
No, the white dude. You know, I had added him a long time ago, but he never said. He said, "Bro, I never spoke to you," and he gave me the receipts. He gave me the receipt, and you see him arguing back and forth with the people that's in. And he's like, "Man, you got me kicked out the room," but they added him back in the room and apologized. They never apologized to me, but they apologized to him for kicking him out the room because he was right. He said he's not Antifa. He's against Antifa. You got to watch this, and he started making clips of my videos where, you know, just like a 15-second, 20-second, where they can see that I'm against Antifa. Yeah, they was in there lining me up.
Yeah, and then let me explain something too for a lot of people who just use that talking point. Why aren't y'all against Antifa? Antifa, show me where Antifa has monthly meetings. Show me where. Show me where they have chapters set up around the United States. Show me who's the head of these organizations. You can say fight Antifa, but Antifa basically is just a group of people who have it's like a Black Lives Matter. It's like you don't know
Black Lives Matter. Yeah, there go the meetings right there. They're convert meetings. Black Lives Matter is the grassroots for Antifa.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't just go to an Antifa meeting and say, "Hey, man, you know, y'all," and just whip their behind because you don't really know. It's just
I got some of their documents that they was passing around 2 years ago.
Right.
No, about 4 years ago.
We've been watching Antifa for years, like, you know, and I knew that when I was in Ferguson, that's when I seen Antifa, but they didn't have a name. They didn't have a name yet. So, you know, we was down there and we was fighting it. Oh, since that confrontation came up, we confronted Antifa in Ferguson. So on record, we confronted Antifa because where the Mike Brown situation happened, that's in the hood. So they had all these white people coming up, and these Antifa cats were coming up, and they were throwing rocks at the police, and they was getting us shot by the rubber bullets, and us shot pepper sprayed and stuff like that. So we start, you know, kicking the white folks out, which would be Antifa, dragging them, doing whatever the fuck we got to. So we have confronted Antifa to a certain degree of things as far as getting people hurt, escalating, you know, situations between the black community and the police. Yes, we have. So mark that down as the bump.
And I can add on to that. We've been exposing these motherfuckers, who the players are, who the funding is, who's behind this, who's behind that for years.
Yeah, he is. Most definite, man. But yeah, fellas, man, we gotta chop it up more, man, because I mean, we definitely, man. I'm glad brothers come on, man. We had a good chop up session tonight, man, and I feel like we need to have this more often. And man, we just shocking. You had me on one last night when I woke up. You had me waking up sleepy and all kind of stuff. I was pumped up. I said, "Ooh!" I said, "Man, Shaka just going," because you know, man, I'm like 3 hours ahead of you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you know, if I'm watching something you do at midnight, it's like 3 in the morning
Yep.
where I'm at.
Agreed.
So yeah, so you know, and that was real good last night, man, and I appreciate that, man. So yeah, brother Amari, I'm gonna send a request, bro.
Okay, no doubt, man. No doubt. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, family, man. Y'all brothers be easy, man. Enjoy your night. I
Thank you.
appreciate y'all for
Thank you
tuning
too.
in too. All right,
No
peace.
doubt.